trauma and ADHD in a nutshell. Trauma, even though Gabor Mate might say differently, trauma is not the sole cause of ADHD. ADHD is supergenetic. Its heritability, which is the degree of genetic influence, is in the mid-70s in terms of percentage. And that's the second highest for all mental health neurodevelopmental problems. So it's very genetic, but like all genetic things that are not directly passed down, autosomal dominant, they're not passed. So all of these conditions where genetics and environment interplay, there's a genetic vulnerability, in this case in ADHD, multiple genes having very small effects. But then the environment often is responsible for turning the genes on or off, depending on what the genes do. So there's this interplay between genetics. Now, trauma is more likely to occur in individuals or families who have ADHD. More substance use, more relationship breakdowns, more car crashes, more illnesses, more physical health problems. So trauma is really common in ADHD. Also, trauma is trauma. What happened, the distressing, the event that takes place, I don't necessarily call that trauma. Trauma is when it doesn't get processed properly and gets stuck, leaves a charge in place. Now, what does the ADHD brain typically do? It darts around, moving from one thing to the next. What do you need to process trauma? Exposure, staying with something. There's a likelihood, although again, these areas need to be studied more, there's a likelihood that the ADHD brain is primed not to process as effectively due to the features of ADHD. And then there's the sensitivity factor. As a group, ADHDers are more sensitive. If you're more sensitive, you're going to be hit harder by things that take place. You're going to get overwhelmed. So for all those reasons, trauma is more common. And then if you don't engage well in therapy because you don't turn up or you don't go off on tangents or you don't sit with it, then you might get stuck. So they are interwoven, and for all those reasons, but it's not a simple direct cause.